he is not willing today to be my co-teacher. So we shall teach, but he's here in the room with us. He just doesn't want to. See, ha, he's sleeping happily. Okay. A very happy Sunday afternoon, my people. What a beautiful afternoon out. Let's do our part one. It's our breathing exercise. Legs shoulder width. Bend naturally when you are pushing yourself into earth in a way that just thinking of yourself as a tree, right? You're deeply rooted in the soil. And put your arms up. Close your eyes. We'll do 10 times together. Breathe in as deep as we can from our nose, out, mouth. Now we will start with our part two, our 10 energy movements. Let's do the more advanced version. Now we'll do the older version for now. And then, but today I'll teach you the more advanced of this movements. Now the last movement. Now we know our routine. It's water, warm water. You should drink slowly, right? You should never just gush your water in. Drink it slowly. So today we're going to show you the sixth movement. Originally, there's this 8 energy movements, 八段锦, right? And for the health purposes, we add 2 more movements just to stretch your tendon and fascia system more. So that's why we created this 10 energy movements. So now the number 6 is to exercise our dual meridian line. Now, when I say dual meridian line, we all know this is dual meridian line. This is the line of your spine. This is the governing line. And also 2 cun. This is 1 cun, right? This is 1 cun. Use your own finger. 2 cun. 2 cun on each side of the spine. When you teach or when you do nieji on your kids, each other, so you focus on the spine. When you touch, you have touched 3 lines you're touching, right? You're touching the dual meridian line, that's the spine line. You're also touching the gallbladder line. Gallbladder line is the longest line of the system. It's one of the very important meridian lines, because that is when we do a stem cell treatment, we are activating your middle kidney line. So the meridian line plus the gallbladder line, 2 cun on each side. These 3 lines are very, very important. So this movement is to strengthen that 3 lines and also help with gallbladder health. A gallbladder, not gallbladder, sorry, bladder health. This is the bladder line, sorry. So the bladder line and the kidney line, they are partners. One is do well, the other will do well. So by strengthening the bladder line, and you are strengthening the kidney lines. So in summertime, it's very important. And later on, we will show you why it is important. But for now, this movement, the first step, right? Remember last movements, we turn the head on one side, the tailbone on the other. We exercise the connection between the heart and kidneys. That was the previous week, that was last week. So this week, we are teaching the number 6 movements that by strengthening these 3 lines, and also that continue to strengthen the connection between the heart and kidney system. It is summertime, it is very important. We call that 心肾相交. So that's been said. So this movement, your hands. Now, with people live in modern society, a lot of people have high level of stress. One point will help you to release the stress is called 膻中. Remember, the 膻中is in the middle of both sides of your nipples, right? In Ren meridian line, that is your yin meridian line. So hold your 膻中and then put your hands aside like this. And then through, we taught you, this is 两胁. 两胁 is the liver and gallbladder line, right? From 两胁and get to the kidney line and go down, touch down to your kidney lines until this. Great. So now from the front part, and you just slowly and when you touch this meridian line, you go to the front part, and then this is what 心肾相交, right? This is the connection between the heart and the kidney system. And then you will use your finger to touch. This is one of the liver points. And then you will let your hands lead your body up. Excellent. And then you again hold your 膻中. And from the back, now let's do once more from the front part. Excellent. See, you're all pro now. I can see many of you. So there are several steps. Step one, really, you need to feel the energy. Now, when we do this natural arm up, and you see that energy we draw up, right? And then hold it. This is the connection between yin and yang. Also, why we put the left hand out, the right hand in, because we say yin yang shan. So this is, let's correct the imbalance, the one that has more aggressive nature to promote kindness and compassion, right? That's why. And you hold it and you create that balance, 膻中, and that will bring you joy, right? And then you turn it here. And remember, we said 两胁. 两胁 is the liver and the gallbladder. And then from there, your kidney system and your bladder system. And then you go down with your kidney system. And then you are also helping with a little bit of your spleen system. And really just kind of, and then you create another 心肾相交, the heart and kidney, the interaction, and then you let your arm lead your body up. When you do that, you do not hold your head like down, but you pull your chin out, because you are doing, by doing that, you are also strengthening your Ren meridian line. The Ren meridian line, that's the yin meridian line. If your in meridian line get nurtured, then you will, some of you says, oh, I don't want wrinkles here. Then you gotta exercise it. One of the best exercise is always to push your in meridian line out, strengthen that. Let your body go up like this, right? And then you do as much as you can. Some of you may not be able to touch, if you stop by your lower leg, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. We'll do it little by little, step by step. After a year of doing it together, you are already so much better. You already can do so much more. So, we'll do it safely. We'll do it step by step, do it safely. So eventually you will be able to use your palm and touch on top of your foot, right? So, but we do it step by step. So this is why we're doing that. It's really to strengthen the kidney, the bladder health. By doing that, we create the interaction between the heart and kidney. So summertime is always very important. Always very important. So that this 10 energy movements, now we can safely say that it's about exercising mostly your fascia. Again, we are strengthening the fascia system again, right? So the whole movement, the core, if what bond them together is how to have a healthy triple burner. That's 三焦, that's your fascia system. So today, are we drinking water, people? Good. So today I want to talk a little bit about the summer health. So lately in our clinic, we begin to see a lot of people have increased, we call that 焦虑. I want to show you this word. I wrote it. So this is 焦, this is 虑. And in English, I think it's very simplified to say it's anxiety, because anxiety and a burdened mind, depression, they come with different seasons. And in summertime, 焦虑 is more at the front line. But 焦虑 is more than just anxiety, right? It's one word will not, it's you worry for, you feel something is going to happen, you feel you're about to die, or the world is about to be gone, well, which might be true, but anyways, so you feel, especially when people wake up in the morning, sometimes they have certain level of, we call that 焦虑. So what is 焦虑 in traditional Chinese medicine? What does that mean? So if we look at 焦, I put 三焦 here. 三焦, sun is free. 焦 is burner, right? 三焦 is triple burner. That 三焦 together, that is your fascia system. Fascia system also includes your body fluid and your lymph. You have upper jiao, you have your heart and lungs. You have middle jiao, some people put liver in upper jiao, in middle jiao, and in lower jiao. So that is the system that touches 3 jiao, but you have middle jiao, you have your liver system, you have your stomach, you have your spleen, you have your gallbladder, you have your pancreas. In traditional Chinese medicine, pancreas is a part of your spleen system. That's your spleen yin, right? And then lower jiao, you have your bladder, you have your kidney system, and you also have lymph, the intestines. That's another that we'll teach you that later. But the sanjiao is that we always have to keep our sanjiao, the triple burner, smoothly, as smooth as we can, because that is the key to get the energy, the correct energy. Remember we said the correct energy, they are in the correct meridian line, the correct season, the correct time without stagnation. That's what we call 正气. 正气 is a type of energy, will promote health and healing, right? And then if you have stagnation, if your triple burner is stagnant, you will have 邪气. 邪气 just simply means that the energy show up in the incorrect time, incorrect channel, and got jammed up there and create stagnation. From stagnation, create inflammation. So things are going incorrectly, one thing after another. So that's been said, is that how do we, helping fascia treatment, right, movements, really help you to get more of the 正气. 正气 is the energy that we promote, right? So now go back to 焦虑. So 焦虑, if you see, last time we taught you, this is a person standing on the ground and being trimmed, right? We all have this self-cultivation, but they're begin to leak, you see, begin to have imbalances, begin to have dips, and then out of control a little bit on this way, out of control. So that this lower part is a heart, that means yin, that's a heart. This middle part here is qi. Qi is 7 basic emotions. So 焦虑 means that your triple burner, your fascia system has stagnation, therefore your heart are not able to host that 7 emotions in a correct fashion. Therefore, you have the symptoms. The symptoms could be anxiety, could be that you just feel, oh my goodness, only one minute I am so up and feel so good, and then the next minute I feel terrible, the world is about to end. Such a division of energy and energy level of emotions. Sometimes people will have a lot of heart palpitation. Sometimes they will feel they have uncontrollable laughter. And if their stomach fire is being pushed out, then they will not be able to control. They will feel laughing all the time. If their kidney system is weak, right, then they will feel they fear all the time. And that lead to that division that, especially in the morning time, then you will have heart palpitation and you will have just hard time to breathe even. So in summertime, I want to make sure people understand that when you have the symptoms, that you are very unlikely you will be dead or drop dead or things like that. And you are likely to suffer with, we call that 焦虑. And that is the division between the heart and kidney systems. So when that happens, take a deep breath and do this number 6 movement we just showed you, and that will help you to be a little bit more balanced. So in summertime, that several things that I want you to practice more, that I think that that can help you to reduce your stress, because in summertime, yang energy, the there's two types of energy, right? Yin and yang. The yang energy that is more out. So therefore, in summertime, you should sweat a little more. And you shouldn't have such a big difference between outside temperature and inside temperature, right? If outside is too humid, then that's a good idea to use air conditioner, mostly to dry your house a little bit, but don't put your temperature so low. So when you go out, your body, each time you go from outside, inside, inside, outside, your body will have a shock. Because if you consistently shock your system, then eventually you will have 焦虑, you will have the anxiety, you will have this, and then you will also have stomach problems. A lot of people in summertime suffer with stomach bug, right? Stomach flu. A lot of people feel nausea and feel just off. And so these are the things, little things you can do that can prevent that. And then make sure you drink warm water, because the yang energy is out, then inside is more yin, it's more cool energy inside. So make sure you balance that by drinking some warm water. Make sure you let yourself gently sweat, not excessively sweating, right? Gently sweat. That will be good to get the toxins out of your meridian lines, out of your skin. And then the other thing you do is to, hold your tanzhong and then massage your tanzhong. We taught you how to do that massage. And then the other thing we can do is to use this little, now everybody should have this little hammer, right? The little meridian line tapping tool. And then you find, we call that 肘窝, right here in this line. You just gently tap this line. And then if you can pat until this line become a little red, that will be really good, because that will get the toxins out of your system, especially out of your triple burner. So this is a triple burner release point in summertime. So pat this. So these are all the little tricks that we help people do. And then the other thing is that if you feel, I really feel that in the morning I wake up with some anxiety, when you come in for treatment, make sure you tell my practitioners we can give you urgent the ear seed treatment that will help you to regulate that a little bit. Remember, in summertime, the heart system is your manager. When the heart system is your manager, then we rarely target directly the heart system, but we rather boosting your kidney system and balance your gut system, your upper gut system, your stomach in particular, to lower the stomach fire, to get rid of the inflammation and put the stomach fire back into the rightful place instead of pushing it out. And that is our summer treatment plan that will help you to balance your immune system, balance your gut system, and bring the heart and kidney together. So, and of course, when you come in, that will give you specific treatment plans, right? Because each of you have your specific sense of imbalance. But summertime, you do at home, this is the direction. Always remember, you try to create a healthy interactions between your heart and kidneys by doing the energy movements, meridian line patting, drink some warm water, pat your tanzhong, and do some herbal seeds. Those things you can do at home. So I will leave some time for questions today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. You discussed a little bit about the relationship between supporting the stomach, the kidney, the heart. I'm wondering for our listeners who might be new to the practice, because this is so unique to traditional Chinese medicine, they might be accustomed to, if they have a heart condition, they go to the doctor, they address the heart. Could you talk a little bit about how this is different from your approach?
So heart system that include the heart, but also include the heart meridian lines. The heart has different type of functions. One is, it's not just, it is a pump, but it's not just a pump. So when people have actual heart condition that need to be controlled, and we will give you some treatment directly for heart health, but also by doing that, we shouldn't ignore the heart system. The heart system is the system that part of the function is to help to heart system host your mind, right? So if people feel, oh my goodness, I am about to lose my mind, that means your heart system need a little balance. So in traditional Chinese medicine is never just one thing, right? It's a whole system that can do a variety of things for you, because each organ and each organ systems, they have very strong connection. But how do we, let's say, we do know that the heart, that's the in 5 elements, that's fire. Fire will promote gut health. But what if your gut is really out of balance? So the heart is trying to promote that, but get controlled or get very strong pushback from your gut system. That will lead to, again, a lot of times chest tightness, heart palpitation, and people feel they're about to pass out. And when they go to hospital, their actual heart are doing okay, but they feel really awful. That means that they have this, instead of promoting, they become this trying to promote, but pushback is stronger than the energy trying to go down. Then the heart energy got overused. So then what we do in this situation, again, we promote the kidney health, because once we get the energy out from the kidney system through the spine, that will nourish the heart. So this is something that I don't know if, I think just by hearing me saying that again and again and again, that helps. But try not to feel frustrated if you don't know what I'm talking about. You may not know now, but I can promise you in a year of a time, you will know much more. Because some of our people have followed us for a year, but now if you listen to their conversations, they're, oh yeah, no, you have, I think you have liver stagnation. No, I think you have division between your heart and kidneys. So they are begin to use the vocabularies that I think begin to make sense to them. I hope that makes sense. But if it doesn't, just listen me through anyways.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. The idea of the heart and really all the organs as a system, as a complete system, is really so comprehensive and really powerful to think about just from an integrated approach. And of course,
but think about this way: we have 10 trillion cells, each one of us. They all know how to fly, how to flow together, how to flow with each other. How in the world one system can be separate from the rest of the body, right? It's not, it can't be, because we are this being, everything is connected with everything else, but not just ourselves, we are also connected with nature. They are not just out there independently. They are all in us. We are a part of them. So, I was chatting with Sarah before the teaching. I said, well, if you did a garden walk in my garden, you will see how chatty my garden is. Right? Because the trees, they talk to each other, they send out each other's greetings and signals and electric, currencies, just like us. And they smell, they have this great scent, each one of them. So they don't exist alone. The loners don't live long, right, in forest, because you don't know what's going on. So think about us. If we isolate to say, my heart is just my heart, my liver just my liver, how would that be? It can't be. Everything has to be with everything else. So then our job as healers, as medicine men, as medical doctors, really is to balance all that for you, so that promote your body to do precisely need to be done. You can do it. We're just here to kind of help you to get there. And I really do think that's the core of medicine.
Dr. Liu, you spoke about making sure that we are drinking room temperature beverages. I think in our culture, Western culture, summertime is all about cold beverages, cold drinks, ice cream. Could you talk a little bit about how that might negatively impact digestion?
So a lot of kids nowadays have a variety of gut imbalances. And I really do think that one of the things the parents can help them do is, instead of just giving them ice cold water, give them, because that shocks the system, that create stagnation, right? Stagnation will create inflammation. So a lot of kids have gut inflammation already. They have a lot of ADD or ADHD that manifest those symptoms. In traditional Chinese medicine, we go back to gut. And then if people, let's say, now we begin to see a lot of very young kids are autistic, or they have just variety of their mind is not as balanced as it should. So I believe partially is because, not out of malice, but out of ignorance, that parents are feeding them the food are not promote health. One of which is, in summertime, young energy is out, so inside is really need the warmth in. So by giving them cold things, we only promote, we call that yin and yang deficiency. Later on, they will have a lot of gut imbalances and emotional imbalances. So try to give your kids some warm food in the summer, If you make salad, and I made several salad today, I want to show people later on, if we have time, we can show you a little bit. But it's quite interesting. For whatever the reason, the tradition has lost. So we have lost that tradition of parenting as well. So we no longer know, even though parents really try their best to give their children, I think it's the xie, right? It's not the correct things, not the correct time. So they try to prepare the road for them instead of prepare them for the road. So if you really try to prepare your children for whatever the circumstances they may meet in the future, part of it is to give them a balanced seasonal diet. We can really provide you with guidelines on how to. And then the other thing is, cold yogurt and ice cream once in a while is okay, but that shouldn't be everyday deal. Really shouldn't.
Dr. Liu, would you like to segue to some of the delicious meals you prepared, speaking of diet and foods?
Yeah, we can. Because this is a great time to go to your local farms, to pick food yourselves. There are a lot of farms who let you do that. And also to go to farmers market to see what in season. And don't tell me you're busy, you can't be that busy. So, yeah, so this is a kale salad. So some people like to, now there are a lot of very young kale out there. So this is a organic kale I got from my kale guy. And so we just chop it very thin. And then I put lemon juice, a little bit of salt, a little bit, you can either use local honey or you can use Manuka honey and some olive oil and to make a salad like this. So this, because the lemon juice will cook the kale a little bit. So if you serve a salad, this is a great way to serve salad, and it's really delicious.
Dr. Liu, as I load the photos, I'm wondering if you can talk about something which you spoke about before, the idea of just really broadening the type or number of foods that you have per day. So I noticed as you spoke about the kale, for example, it was lemon and honey and olive oil, really maximizing as many ingredients as possible. So honey, lemon, salt, olive oil, and that you make a delicious salad. And just this is my strawberry guy. And then, now the strawberry is in season. Take your kids, your niece and nephews, or go by yourself and get some fresh strawberries. And then how you prepare that, make sure you soak them in water with 1 tablespoon. If you have, let's say, 1 quart of this strawberries, and put them in a pot and soak them in salt water, 1 tablespoon of salt, and let it be. So whatever the residuals of whatever it is, it will be just out. And then after 10 minutes, you rinse them with clean water, and then that will be safe to eat. And strawberries is very good for you. It's in season. Just see what is out there in season and go out to a farm. And this is something that, because we have just very fresh, tender carrots and the peppers just begin to be in season. So this is a Cambodian dish. It's quite interesting. They use a lot of lime and they use a little bit salt, and you can use a little bit honey, or that you don't have to. And the natural flavor of sweetness from the carrots and the spiciness from the peppers really they really mingle very well together. And that it will be good to reduce your inflammation, especially your eye inflammation in summertime. A lot of people have dry eyes and they have dry mouth as well. Try this recipe. One thing I can tell you I do good is I eat good. So this is a protein dish. Again, these garlic shoots are in season. They're really, really good. So in farmer's market, I have this, I think she's Korean because she speaks Korean to me, which I never had got to tell her. I really didn't understand much of what she was trying to tell me. But anyways, so I always get her garlic shoots. It's very tender. So that goes well with chicken breasts. You just
marinate the chicken breast for 30 minutes with a little bit tamari sauce, a little bit of salt, a little bit of, you can use coconut sugar. Just marinate for a little bit. You can use a little bit of wine and just stir fry it together. It's absolutely delicious. And that garlic is really good for cancer prevention, to get rid of the possible gut inflammation, and among many things. So since they're in season only for a month or 5 weeks, and I will encourage people just to go and get some and cook them. This is fennel. And so I poached that. I poached that in our herbal wellness broth, and the cucumber is raw, and I put a little bit of nuts, and put a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, and they're just delicious. So all these things, these are all my lunch. These are my lunch. I had lunch. I always have 5-course lunch, right? So this is my lunch. So I would encourage you just to be creative, put some ingredients you never thought they would go together, put them together, and with a theme, right? If you don't know what to put together, use some of my recipes, and they all have been tried, have health benefit, and they're all very delicious.
It looks amazing, Dr. Liu, and so colorful. Dr. Liu, you spoke twice about using lemon or lime, and you said it cooks. Can you talk a little bit about that? Does that aid the digestive process when we're using more raw vegetables and fruit?
Yes. So especially in summertime, if you either lime and honey or lemon and honey, that is a perfect combination. It depends on what flavor you try to create, right? But that will help with elimination and to reduce the possibility of food poisoning. And a lot of Asians that in hot season, Thailand, Cambodia, people in that region, they tend to use, and then plus ginger or turmeric. And that really is, I think, what keep their gut healthy, because it's so hot there. So I adopt their method, and in summertime, I do cook with a lot of it. In that way, if I want to have something uncooked, at least I shock them. That will aid the digestion.
Dr. Liu, just to conclude with heart health, could you give us some lifestyle habits that we might be doing that are not so good for our heart health that we can be mindful of this season?
You drink too much cold water, eat too much ice cream, you have your air conditioner so low, you shock your system, you don't sleep enough, and you eat too late and too much, and all these things that will cause division between the heart and kidney system that will lead to imbalances and eventually illnesses.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. I was going to wrap with that, but I guess I will just sort of have you answer a question really quickly from one of our listeners about swimming.
Mm-hmm. Swimming is great as long as you find either a lake that have less toxins and or swimming pool has less toxins, not a lot of chemicals in them, and go for it. But make sure that after you swim, and you, again, just the temperature change has to be gradual and slow, not from very hot to very cold to very hot again. So that will, as long as you don't shock your system, and you're just great.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. Really, really important pearls of wisdom for the season and for life. Thank you so much.
Life is there to be enjoyed by people. And it's really don't have a lot of unnecessary fear. Go out there and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Dr. Liu.
Thank you, Dr. Liu.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Make your copies of those recipes.
Will do.
Thank you so much. See you next week.